Hello, this is Tim from YourSix Studios. Today I'm going to be doing a review for the Razer Raiju Pro Controller for the PlayStation 4 console. Let's jump on in and check out this review. I'm going to let you guys know if I recommend this controller, whether or not you should buy it, and how it's rated. We're going to talk about the good things, the bad things, and what you guys need to know additionally about this controller. To start off this review, let's go ahead and look at the controller itself. Looking at the front of the controller, as you can see, it has an Xbox One style layout, and it has an extra bar here of features we'll be talking about shortly. So let's go ahead and look at the top of the controller. As you can see, the triggers look very Xbox One-ish. Also, there's additional buttons here and over here. Looking at the bottom of the controller, you can see the paddles on the back and the extra buttons right here and here. So it has an Xbox One style layout, which may be one of the reasons you're going to be buying it. Also because of the paddles on the back, which is one of the reasons which I bought this controller. So let's go ahead and dive in the good things about this controller. Here are some of the good things about this controller. The mechanical buttons, Xbox style layout, paddle buttons plus extra buttons, toggle mute. Let's go ahead and show you those features on the controller right now. The mechanical buttons are referring to the buttons on the face of the controller. When you click it in, it's very keyboardish. So if you can hear it right now, it sounds like you're pressing a keyboard. And it's a lot quicker feedback when you're playing games. It just instantly goes in and the buttons press right away. It's a lot better than the standard PlayStation 4 controller, which you have to compress a little bit. This is very much like the keys on your keyboard, and I love it for that reason. Also, the Xbox One style layout. This style seems to fit my hands a little bit better than the regular PlayStation 4 controller's layout. My pinkies and my whatever finger this is, I don't know what it's called, it just seems to wrap around the edge and is not always on the controller. Also, during longer play sessions, it seems like it's just not comfortable after a couple hours. But this controller, let me tell you, I can play 4 or 5 hours. I played 7 or 8 hour streams with this controller. I had no problems whatsoever in terms of my hands feeling uncomfortable. So that's great. Also, the extra paddles on the button here, at the back of the controller here. So these feel actually really good. The first time I held this controller, I was like, oh, wow. This feels really good. I wasn't expecting these back buttons to feel good. They look kind of narrow, and they don't appear to be like they're going to fit good with your hands, or they're not going to be comfortable at all. They just don't look that way, but when you put your hands around the controller, everything just seems to rest very nicely. And I was pleasantly surprised, so I am happy with this. I had the PS4 Strike Pack before on my controller, which adds paddles to the back here. That was actually really good too, but this is a little bit different style. This is very narrow, and these are mechanical buttons on the back too, as you can hear. When you click it, it's just like a keyboard. Also, the toggle mute button right here. You can mute this. You can mute your microphone when you're speaking to other people. You can mute it real quick. And I like this for streaming. When I have my PC on, I can talk to my chat with this microphone. And then in my party, I can mute it instantly by pressing this button here really quick. Let's just go ahead and go through this bar right here. This, you can turn up your volume. You can mute. You can change your profile. There's lights here that go off and on when you switch this button. And so you have 2 profiles. And this one allows you, this button right here allows you to map certain keys to certain buttons on your controller. So you have these extra buttons right here. You can map it to have a triangle button right here on your M key. Also, you can map any other button here to one of your back buttons. So it's kind of nice for that reason. You have this additional bar right here, and it gives you a bunch of load of features. Like, I love the mute button so much. It comes in handy so much when I'm streaming. If I'm talking to you guys, then I can just instantly mute my party chat so the people I'm playing with don't have to hear me ramble on about something in the chat. It's amazing. I'm sure my friends like it, and that's a huge reason why I like this controller. Moving on to what I think I don't like about this controller. The bad. Wired only? Gosh, this sucks. D-pad needs work. Can't turn on the PlayStation with third-party controllers. So like I said, the D-pad, it needs some work. It's smaller than the PlayStation 4 controller's D-pad. Also, it takes a lot more effort to press these buttons in. I just don't understand it. So smaller overall, and it takes more effort to press them in. So I wouldn't recommend this for any kind of fighting game or any button that relies heavily on the D-pad. It just doesn't feel good in your hands. When you pick up your PlayStation 4 controller and you start moving around, it's seamless. It seems like your hands, your thumbs just seem like they should be there. And this controller, it doesn't seem that way. You have to press these in, and it just doesn't feel good. So I can't recommend this for fighting games. Also, you can't turn on your PlayStation with third-party controllers. What do I mean by that? How many times have you sat on your couch and you just held down the PlayStation button and your console turned on? Well, bad news for you guys. With third-party controllers, meaning the Razer Raiju, you can't turn on your console that way. You have to get your butt up, walk over to the console, and press the power button. That sucks. Also, see this little guy? Well, you're going to be attached to the controller all the times with it because this is only wired at the moment. There is no wireless version. That sucks. What I think is okay about this controller: the neutral thumbsticks, the trigger stops. Now, the thumbsticks, I have Control Freaks on these. If you're going to buy Control Freaks for your controller, however, what you need to know is you have to buy the PS3 and the Xbox 360 Control Freaks because this controller's thumbsticks are wider than the standard PlayStation 4 thumbsticks. As you can see, it's much larger, and if you buy a PS4 Control Freak, it will not fit on this controller. So remember, PS3 or Xbox 360 Control Freaks are wider and will fit on your thumbsticks. When you first get the thumbsticks, you will have little blue rubber paddings over the thumbsticks like this. Now these, they're okay. I can't really recommend them. They feel like your thumbs, you're just going to slip right off the thumbsticks. It's not very sticky at all. This feels amazing. I barely have to touch it, and I'm already gripping it. This feels like it's really sweaty. That's probably the best way to say it. It feels sweaty, and I didn't like them at all. So they're okay. Some people might like them. They are much wider, but I prefer the Control Freaks. Also, the trigger stops on the back here. We didn't really talk about them. If you move it over, it will have a little barrier on your trigger where it will stop quicker, as opposed to having to press it in. I'll undo it, and my trigger will go all the way in here. It's a little bit better for first-person shooters where you can get off a quicker shot before someone else. I mean, you instead of pushing all the way in, you're pushing in like maybe a millimeter before it goes off. So it's a quicker reaction time to shooting. Also, I didn't point out this, but you have extra buttons right here. Geez, right here and right here. Now, some people in other reviews say these get in the way, or they're very hard to press. I don't have that problem. Maybe it's my fingers, they're a little bit longer, but I don't have a problem pressing these. Sometimes when I'm playing like Rocket League, I'm able to press down on the trigger and press this at the same time. And it's convenient for games like Rocket League, I think, where you can press multiple buttons at the same time and not have a problem. Before I was playing Rocket League, I was pressing the X, holding down the X, the square, and sometimes the O at the same time when I was playing. This controller, I can remap those buttons to the back, and I never have to take my fingers off the thumbsticks whatsoever. It's very convenient having these extra buttons. I don't think they get in the way. I don't think I have a problem reaching them. And the paddles on the back feel really great. They look weird, but they feel great. So who may buy this controller? The target audience of this controller are pro-level players. However, that's a misconception. I think the people who are buying this controller are going to be adults who have money to spare on a quality product to increase their gaming experience, like myself. Some things that I didn't mention so far in this review are the grips here, the blue rubber grips on the back here. These help you with sweaty hands, really, and to maintain your grip when you're playing. So if you have sweaty hands, this grip will be awesome. It feels really good. I like it. When I'm playing for long sessions, I still maintain that grip even if my hands are sweaty. I have a problem with that. So this really helps with that. Things on the back here, you can actually take off these little paddles. You can see these little locks here. You can take those off at any point in time if you want. So that's good to know. Also, this touchpad here, it is mechanical, as you can hear. And it's pretty standard. I mean, it works. It has the Razer symbol on it. It feels good when you click it in. A little bit more satisfying just the standard PlayStation 1. You can actually feel it go in. And I like it for that reason. Also, it's pretty stylish. I like the Razer symbol on it. You can kind of see it right now. So, product rating. What am I giving this product? I'm giving it a solid B. Why? Because it's wired only. That downgrades the score a little bit. Can't customize thumbsticks. Talk about that in a second. D-pad needs some work. If you're a fighter game lover and this is a pro controller, I'm sorry, this is not the pro controller for you. So what do I mean by can't customize thumbstick? With the Xbox One Elite controller, you get all these different thumbsticks, right? You can adjust the height of it. You can adjust the concave, the convex thumbsticks of it. But this one, you just get 2 of them, and that's about it. So that does lower the score for me. Also, the one thing that sucks is you have to get up off your butt and go over to the PlayStation 4 and actually turn it on. You can't sit on your couch and press the PlayStation button. That kind of sucks. So would I recommend this controller to you? Heck yeah. I absolutely love this stinking controller. The Xbox style layout fits my hands much better. I love the premium feel of this controller. I've had this for about 3 months. No signs of breaking or wear and tear. I absolutely love this controller. Having the paddles on the back, I never have to take my thumbs off the thumbsticks. This was definitely a good buy for $150 for me. For you, it might be a little bit different. In addition to the controller, you get this nice carrying case with it, which, when you open it up, the controller can fit right inside. And I wasn't expecting that. So if you're on to tournaments and going traveling, this carrying case will come in handy. As of September 2018, the price point for this controller is $150 off of Amazon, which is probably a little bit too steep for the average consumer. However, if you're looking for a premium experience, this is probably your best option for the PlayStation 4. Seeing how there's not a lot of other licensed controller. You have SCUF, you have this Nikon version. Also, this controller is literally 3 times as expensive as an average PlayStation 4 controller, so it is something to think about. I love this controller and I do recommend it. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of this controller, and I want to thank you guys for watching my review. This is Action Tim signing out.